What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to my Nick Journeys channel. I haven't uploaded a video on this channel in a minute. I've really been locked in with like work and stuff. I got started back working at my job. So I was just trying to like run up some funds, bro. But I think I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got my check the other day, bro. I got my check and I was pissed. I was like so annoyed because I'm like, bro, it was a lot. It was a lot like pre-taxes, but I'm like, damn, bro, they took a lot. And I just realized that it wasn't enough, bro. And I don't do any of these things like for money. But I think I've come to a point where I realized that what's being presented to me as like an option or like opportunities that like this is what I'm supposed to be doing. As in terms of like working a job, I'm realizing that it's not enough. And I feel like I'm being pushed in a direction through just like uncomfort. You know, I feel like I've had to face some uncomfortable truths that I've been running from. You know, not even like new information, but it's just like I feel that I'm being forced or led into a direction to really just embrace who it is that I am and what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, like in terms of creating things and putting things into the world and like being compensated properly for that, you know, like instead of spending all of this time at this job doing labor that is destroying my body, you know, and not being compensated properly, and giving away so much time without actually having the impact that I need to have. And it's like I've been putting this and creating music and all of these other things like second, you know, and it was bothering me because it's like, bro, I have to do all of this, bro, to not even like really feel good at the end of the day. And I talk a lot about not living a fulfilled experience, you know, and I think that by relying so much on these jobs, at least in like my case, bro, it's not fulfilling at all, you know, and I don't think that that is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'll call niggas back later. I don't feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing, bro. I feel like I'm supposed to be doing this, you know, and just being more intentional about being a creative person and putting things into the world that can have an impact. You know, I feel that that is what I'm supposed to be doing. But I just haven't really been intentional about creating that for myself. And I think a lot of it is due to fear, you know, because like safety, you know, like your needs need to be met for you to be able to do certain things, right? But I think I just have to take a chance on it, bro. I have to take a chance and actually put myself out there, bro. Like in my mind, bro, I believe that I'm very great. You know, I believe that I'm very great. I don't say this to be like egotistical or pretentious, but I think that I'm great, you know, as I think we all should think that we're great. So I understand that I have a lot of potential, but I think for a lot of the time I don't act on it and I don't allow it to be seen. You know, I think that one of the biggest things that is separating me living the life that I want is really just me allowing myself to be seen by the world. And I'm pretty sure I've touched on this in some videos, whether it's on this platform or my Purple Era channel or my TikTok. But I know like at the beginning of the year, this is something that I wanted to just be intentional about, healing through self-expression and healing through understanding my own self and the things that I've been through and how I can, give me 1 second, and how I can overcome the things that I battle with internally by just being intentional about my expression. But I have to allow that expression to be felt, you know, because I know what it is that I want. I have a very clear idea of what it is that I want, but that involves me doing things that are greater, and being intentional about allowing my presence to be felt on a greater level. And maybe this is something you resonate with too. Like you feel that if you want to start a business or do something that you know is going to bring you fulfillment, you feel like it needs to be done at a larger level, you know. And I want to say to all of you watching this, like don't sabotage yourself. I just made a video about how a lot of us sabotage ourselves due to wanting to be comfortable and allowing ourselves to exist in the comfort that is beneath our own potential, you know, because we are just scared of the greatness that may come in. It may just be so different from what it is that we're used to. But a lot of times by doing this, we don't realize that we are creating our own anxiety. We are creating our own stress because we are not living in alignment with what we know to be true and what we know to be, you know, what we know to be possible. You know, we have an idea of our potential. We all have I think some of us, just due to our own experiences, understand what our potential is. When you truly get in alignment with what it is that you can do, I think that's when you become the version of yourself that understands truly how massive your potential can be. And you have to understand that the world is not going to see that. The world is not going to understand the potential that you have once you truly get in alignment with yourself. Saying that, you should never dim yourself down or adhere or conform to the ideas that other people have in their minds about how or what or who you should be as a person. And that's something that I've had to deal with, because with change and with truly embracing and embodying the greatness that exists within you, you're going to feel a pushback from the world. You may feel the dynamics between you and your family and friends, or just people that you're around, start to change, because you are now moving in alignment with something that is greater than what they can perceive, and that is not your responsibility to conform to their ideas. And I just said that, but I'm going to keep reiterating it, because that is something that it really needs to be driven home. Like, you don't have to live in the box that other people make for you. Like, live within the world that you have in your mind about how great things can be for you and what you can truly do given your time here, bro. Like, life is very precious, though. We don't get to live here forever. This isn't something that we just get to experience forever and ever and ever, in this plane at least. But to do things that can have an impact that lasts well beyond your years is something that I think we should all strive to do. Like, by me doing this with intentionality, or just with intention, I know that it's doing something. It's not doing nothing. Like, this shit gonna mean something to somebody one day. Like, it means so much to me right now to just be able to do it. Like I'm just happy to be able to do it. But I know that by putting it into the world, bro, I'm having an impact on the larger society, and it's creating a ripple. And I want all of you to create a ripple, whatever that means. What I'm saying? Make your wave, and don't spend your life being dormant and allowing your gifts to be dormant. Like, do what it is that you're supposed to be doing, and have the impact that you can have. And I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and we were talking about how in the Bible it says, judge a man by his fruits. Basically, judge people by the work that they put into the world, or their actions and the things that they're actually doing, instead of judging people by the conversation that they just talk about around what they want to do, because that doesn't mean anything. Like, when you're not here anymore, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything, the ideas you had. It means what you did and what you were intentional about putting into the world and actualizing, not only for yourself, but for the greater good of humanity, your family, your lineage that is going to come after you. Like, I think about these things all the time. That's something I think about a lot. I think about this a lot. Like, what are the people that are going to come from me and after me? What can they gain from me doing this and being intentional about doing these things? So I encourage all of you to do that as well. Just be intentional about it. I'm at Heritage Park. This is like a staple in my hometown. I love it here. I always come up here. I found myself coming up here a lot more after college, because I went to Michigan State University. For those of you that don't know, I believe it started out as an agricultural school. So it's like a lot of trees and shit up there, but it's like rooted in that or whatever. But it kind of reminds me of being in East Lansing, being able to walk around all the trees and just being connected to nature, and just seeing a lot of the beauty that nature just is. Nature is a beautiful thing to experience. So I come out here. I used to play baseball. You probably can't see it, but like over there, when I first started playing baseball, that field over there in 5th grade, I played over there. That field right there, not this big one, but that one over there, I played in 6th grade. I never got a chance to play on this big field, but this is where they do the Junior League World Series. I shot my 10-10 freestyle video over here on this field, like on this big field right here. A lot of experiences. They got the Junior League World Series coming up in a couple weeks. They're setting things up. I think they just installed the new bleachers and the new blacktop or whatever. But yeah, though, I'm happy to be back recording and just understanding that I am not a product of the world around me. I'm a product of the thoughts and the dreams and the ideas that come to me. That is what I'm a product. As long as I'm intentional about creating these things within my life and putting them into the world, bro, that's who I am. I define me. I'm not defined by what the world wants me to be or they say I am. Neither are you, so don't fall victim to that. It can be very easy to do, to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna fall in line, I'm gonna do what everybody is telling me to do. But it's like, nah, are you truly gonna be fulfilled by that though? No, you're not gonna be fulfilled by doing that. You're actually gonna be irritated, because that goes back to what I was saying about creating your own anxiety. You're gonna be irritated because you've allowed yourself to stray away from what it is that you know you're capable of. And it's like the bigger that gap gets, because as you get older, you're gonna get smarter. You're gonna get smarter, and that idea of the potential that you have, it's going to crystallize even more. You know, because you're going to understand things. You're going to understand like, okay, I could have did this, I could have did that. But the more you allow yourself to not embody that or be in alignment with that, bro, you're gonna be fucked up. You're gonna be fucked up by it, bro. You're gonna be irritated. Like, cause I know I be irritated when when I'm not in my bag, bro. And the best feeling is being in your bag. It's when you're like, it's like, yeah, I'm on my shit right now. You know, and it's like you're floating, like your aura is permeating through the room and everybody feels your presence and you know what it is that you carry because you're allowing yourself to truly embody the light that exists within all of us, you know, but a lot of people allow that light to be dimmed down or suppressed by, you know, their own admission or by the world, whatever it is. But if you're on Nick's Journeys channel, or if you're on the Purple Air channel, or if you're on the Watching Grassroots, or if you're on the Nick Johnson World channel, if you do anything that fuck with the Purple Era in general, I want you to know that you gotta embrace your own potential, bro. You gotta embrace it, bro. Like that's the only reason I made this channel, bro, was to like just embrace it, like to embrace my potential. I understand that the world, not the world, but the road is like so, we're just at the beginning of all of this shit, bro. It's at the beginning of all of it. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that that I've been able to experience, both the good and the bad, because I understand that a lot of the things that I've experienced that were perceived as bad were just like me being guided in the right direction, because we have a tendency to get off track, and we may find ourselves almost succumbing to the pressures of the world and just moving out of alignment with what it is that we're supposed to be doing. But if you are somebody that is in tune with a greater version of yourself, oftentimes you will realize that you will be guided back through hard instruction or hard correction back to the path. And you just got to be grateful for that. And I'm grateful to be here talking to all of y'all, or I'm grateful to have y'all listening to me on this channel. And I just thank all of you for watching. I thank you for being with me on this journey. And I thank you more than anything for embodying who it is that you are as an individual, because the world needs us. The world needs individual people that are willing and ready to be great and embody the greatness that exists within all of us, whether you're nervous, anxious, scared, fear to be perceived, fear of embarrassment, like fuck all that. You know, like real shit, fuck all that. You know, you can be scared, but do it anyway. Like, nothing wrong with being scared, anxious, fearful. Do it anyways. Get it done. Period. Get it done. People, I saw a quote today. Somebody was like, oh my God, you give such good advice. And it was like, nah, like, I just am clear about telling you what I wish somebody would have told me. And that's how I really feel about with this relationship that we have right here. Like, I'm just really on here telling y'all what I feel like somebody would have told me. I've matured, so I don't hold anything against anybody that I wish would have told me this, you know, but I think that coming to an understanding of people are just where they are, you know, and like a lot of people haven't been in spaces, or maybe they weren't strong enough to be able to move into a space where they can truly acknowledge their gift, you know, and that's something we have to have empathy for and do our job and do our part to help these people embody their gift. But if you are somebody that has a gift and you know it, it is your duty, with that understanding and with that realization of the gift that you have, to go out and make the best of it, period. That is what you have to do. That is your duty. I don't give a fuck if you don't want to do it. That's what you got to do, period. So get up and go do something. I hope you gained something from this video. I know I gained something from this video just by allowing things to flow out of me. Pause. But thank you for watching. I am Nick Johnson, aka your favorite cousin. And if I haven't already, I officially welcome you all to the Purple Era. I will catch you on the next one.